you so much, Laura. What a wonderful interview with a fantastic bot lane. And we, of course, also had to get the top laner and the jungler here as Goldberg. And I know there's one missing, but we have a special treat for you later, so don't worry. First up, congratulations, BrokenBlade. Congratulations, Yike. Maybe you first, Yike. I mean, we were talking about it before the last game. What an insane month and a half it's been for you. Congratulations. And what does it mean to you to win your first title?
Yeah, thank you. I don't know, it went really quick. I mean, it's been like 2 months of the season only, and I already won my first LEC split, so I'm really happy. I'm really grateful for my team, for my staff. Like, they've helped me so much, because I feel like I was another person when I started in the team, and I feel so confident in myself when I play, and it feels really amazing.
Okay. BrokenBlade, a champion again here. It wasn't spring last time, so it was in the beginning of the year as well. Congratulations. What does this one mean to you?
Thank you. I mean, it means a lot, right? It means a lot, especially because we won with three new players, right? And was a lot of first ones for Hans, actually, and Yike, so I'm very happy for that. It's the third title that I've won, hopefully to many more as well with this roster.
Mm-hmm. Goldberg.
I mean, honestly, unbelievable way for it to happen. First two games definitely just seemed like layers above the rest of them. And then third game, I mean, I'll be honest, I really thought they were going to lose that one. I still barely have no idea how it comes back into it. And what really just goes into my mind as well is like, Caps, man. What a goddamn mid laner. Like, the way he finds picks almost individually, unbelievable. And it's so rare to see in competitive League of Legends when everything is so team focused. So yeah, I was blown away by today's final.
Talk to me about the first two games, maybe. Let's start there, BrokenBlade. It did seem that Caps was in rare form, but I think everybody probably had an exceptional start.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we obviously prepared a spicy draft. Yeah. I think a lot of fans liked it as well. The Klett, where they had to ban in game 3 even. So, I mean, we were definitely prepared with crazy stuff, with some spicy drafts, and I feel like that's our territory, kind of, you know. A lot of people say, like, for example, I remember Elioya was saying our drafts are not good, but I think that's more of a coping mechanism, you know. Like, we're just good, and we're good at playing creative, but we're also good at playing normal. So, I mean, we're just too dangerous, I think, to play against, at least in the EU right now. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to Spring Splits. And then after that, MSI.
Yeah, Yike, when it comes to these games, the last one was the spiciest, I would say. You guys were in a deficit. What do you think were the tools that you used to get back in the game? And were you embarrassed when Elioya stole the Baron, rather?
So the last game, yeah, the early game went like really bad, and I think I tried to stay calm in the comms, and everyone else was like really calm. It didn't feel like we were like so behind, and we kept playing the game like really well. And yeah, I tried to look for picks perma with the Caps, and it worked out like a lot of times. And yeah, we wanted to do Nash, and we kind of just flipped it. We basically said that, oh, if it gets Nash, it's gonna die. If it doesn't get Nash, then we get Nash. So it was just a 50-50, and he won it. So yeah.
Overall, the Mad Lions got to the final again, BrokenBlade. You have a lot of experience of playing versus all these players. So what do you think it was that it made you better than them today? I don't want to use too harsh of a wording, because I think they surprised a lot of people with the way they played throughout this split, just not enough today.
I mean, I think they deserve to be in the final, definitely. I mean, beating all these teams, Koi and SK. I think SK was having a really great split as well. But I think the clutch factor was Niski, I think. I think he's been popping off on Gragas, actually. They've won every game on Gragas mid, other than the last one, I guess. But I think any team is kind of not having an easy time beating us, right? But anyway, I think, yeah, Niski was doing really, really well. I think Elioya, Chasey, also very, very strong top jungle. Gave me a hard time in the last game, especially. So also props to them. I mean, they definitely deserve to be in the final, but I think us, like the work and stuff we put in this team is so much that I don't think we should just lose, you know. Like, I think we have too much of effort put into it, too much sweat to like actually lose, and I think that obviously brings a lot of resilience in the team as well. And these games that we are supposed to be losing, we can still turn around, and that's because everyone is giving it their all. No one is shutting down. So I'm like, it's just very fun to play, actually. Even if it's scrims, even on off days, stage, especially if you're in finals, right? So it's just very nice. So
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we have seen from G2 for a while now in your run last year as well. But I guess my question is, what kind of habits are you building to make sure that the peak doesn't come too early and keeps going? Because, you know, your expectation is to perform at MSI, to perform at the EU season finals at the end of the year, to perform at Worlds. And I mean, that just looks like, that's so much work, right? That's in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we did have the experience, at least last year, that the good thing is that we have to start from last year, and we did mistakes last year, which was just, you know, how it happens sometimes, but we take that with us next year, so this year, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we're not going to do the same mistakes. We're going to be staying humble. As I said in a previous interview, humble first place, right?
Yeah.
And we always hold ourselves accountable. I think that's the most important. And when we get cocky, because it does happen, especially Caps. We have to, you know, like calm ourselves down, you know, stay in place. Like, for example, that's why I think we also kind of lost, we're losing the third game because we're a bit out of the zone, you know, but we get back into it. And I think Mad Lions got out of it very quick. But again, I think it's just about accountability, you know, staying responsible to what you're doing on an everyday basis. And we have that. So shout out to the staff. So.
Stuff, I think. They're probably so happy. They're like, yes, these are my boys talking about accountability. He said it there. He feels like, you know, maybe he should be a bit more serious, but he's still trolly. So how have you experienced playing with Caps?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Caps has always been cocky, I guess, and I actually really like that with him. I feel like that's when he's like really cocky, he actually plays like really insane, and he's been like that his whole life. And I don't think he should like not his whole life, it's in his whole career of LEC. And I don't think he should stop with it. He can for sure like improve it and like just make it less like be less cocky. But I feel like I'm the same as well. I can get cocky as well, like especially in scrims. If we go like 3-0 the first block, then we might try new stuff and we might go a bit crazy. So I can't really like flame him because I'm kind of the same in a way. So yeah.
Yeah, but then there's this guy saying, guys, we need to keep ourselves accountable, be careful, quiet down. You do that. How much did you do your homework on Chasey in terms of like, you saw 9 games of the Mad Lions and we were definitely thinking, oh, Chasey could be an X factor because we hadn't seen him play versus you in the playoffs yet. So how much of a factor was that in your prep?
I mean, we knew what champs he would play, and today he didn't have like a surprise pick. I think the Irelia he played yesterday, I think, right? Yeah. Was kind of a surprise pick, and he played it really well. But the picks we were going for were not possible for this scenario to happen anyway. So not a very good surprise from their side. I still think he actually had a very good series, so props to him. But yeah, I mean, I think our coaching staff is also very, very well prepared, right? So there's that. And they had to ban 2 champs on the first game. I think they were banning Olaf and then Kled. And the Kled was definitely for me, not for Caps, right? Right, sure.
As an insult that we thought it was going to be an X Factor, or were you like, no way, I'm not going to let that happen? You probably didn't see it. No, it's fine. Our MasterCard play of the day is Hansama Samira Goldberg, and you wanted to see the Samira for so long on stage, and I think you're very happy.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I really love what Hansama was saying, that it's just kind of, you know, the female Draven, because that's why I thought Hansama would be the person to play it, because when Caps gets his Draven target banned, you know what's Hansama going to do then? Well, you bust out the Samira instead, and, you know, combo is just perfect. It just feels like you buy so much space for your teams to just follow up, and Hansama, with just the spacing of his enemy here, it's so beautiful. He barely gets interrupted. Cleanse is ready, and you know the rest of the team's just ready to follow up. So I mean, he's a psycho. He's so good.
He's a psycho. They're all a bit psychos, I think.
Honestly.
Yeah. 2 more questions before we sign off. I'd like to know about kind of your international prep already. Now I know it's early, but the ticket for MSI has been booked. So I'd like to know, BrokenBlade, if you have any early advice for Yike when he's going up against those international junglers.
Well, my international success hasn't been so great, so I think asking Caps is better. But obviously, I mean, it's always really, really stressful, right? There's a lot of pressure on the line, so it's always important to come back, go to the basics if things are not going right, because I think the reason why most people fail against the Asian teams is because they don't get better, right? They just keep losing, and I feel like there's a lot of tilt involved, a lot of stress, but negative stress. And I think this time around we have really, really good people to work around that. If that ever happens, I do think we have really, really good chances already looking in the future, right? Don't want to jinx it.
Okay.
But again, I just have too much trust on my teammates and staff. Everyone around who I'm working with is just doing really, really great. So just very happy about that. And I think it's just important to always stay like true to yourself, you know, and then improve.
Velvet. Kazakhs.
It's true, honestly. I'm waiting for the Kazakhs. Okay, well, hold up. I will say, though, yeah, you've been, honestly, obviously, everyone knows you've been speedrunning it, right? Like, with the career you've had. I remember watching you. I think it was even back before it was the NLC, where it was Nordic qualifier and LEC qualifier that was going on back then. And now you're moving up towards MSI. I even saw you now winning. Like, it felt emotional for you. How are you anticipating an international like MSI all of a sudden?
Yeah, I mean, I'm extremely hyped. I've watched like the LCK LPL youngsters for a while now, and I've always wanted to play versus them. Like I could only do it in solo queue when they came like 2-3 years ago. I don't remember, but yeah, I really want to play versus them. One I want to play the most against is probably Canyon. Like I watched him for like so long, and I think he's probably one of the best youngsters in the world. And yeah, hopefully I can meet Canyon there, but maybe they won't make it. I don't know. I want to play versus T1 as well. So yeah, it's going to be really fun for me.
Oh, it's so exciting. And I wish it was now, but it's not, because the spring split is right around the corner. In fact, we have the schedule for week 1, which is in 2 weeks, give or take. Well, a week and a half. Well, actually 2 weeks, because it starts on a Saturday. Exile, Fnatic, we've got BDS SK, Mad Lions Vitality, Koi G2, and, Astralis Koi, and Heretics G2. What do you think about the opening match for you, BrokenBlade?
I looked at the first week. It does look pretty easy.
But do you know all the matches already?
But they're humble.
Yeah, we're like humble. We're probably gonna win, guys. But let's stay humble. You know, it's like if we lose, we were not humble. You know, it's like that. But I think we play against Heretics. I think it was Astralis and one stronger team. I'm not sure. Do you know?
I have no
SK
idea.
maybe? I don't know.
Could be SK
Have
actually.
someone check.
Definitely very excited to play against Jankos. I hope they improved since they got kicked out, right? Shout out to Jankos here. I hope he ganks me a lot. And it's going to be a fun game. I'm excited already.
Okay, Yike, do you want to say something to the G2 faithful that have been cheering very loudly for you?
Okay. So I actually never expected myself to have these kind of fans that's like cheering so much every day, every time we play on stage. And it was the same first week. I feel like I played really good first week, and I feel like the fans actually helped me play really good because they were cheering my name all the time and they were hyping me up. And it was the same today. Like they were cheering for me, and I felt really, really hyped and excited to play. And it was like really easy for me to play. And I feel like, yeah, they're just insane. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Let's take a PGL selfie. I've made an executive decision that the Polaroid is not being used.
Yeah,
so
whoever
anyways,
recommended that.
Here we go. Yay! And the crowd, maybe? Awesome. Well, that's time for us to sign off. The winter split is already over. It's gone so fast, but don't worry. We'll be back in literally 2 weeks. You won't even have time to miss us. G2, though, they can bask in their glory as they are the champions of the very first winter split. Ramaz taking off with the cup, so that's fantastic. Have a great night, and we'll see you in spring.